Namaste. Welcome, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. Just need to get everything. There we go. So welcome. Today I am here to share with you more card combos. And we're going to look at some oracle decks and tarot decks and just have some fun and play with the cards. There is no particular rush to get through any list today, but I want to thank you all for your suggestions. I want to thank you for your input for the last time I was on doing this topic, I believe back at the end of August. And then there was one in between where we did chakra combos as well too. All of my deck combination videos are in a playlist, and that is linked in the description box below. So I want to say welcome, hello. My name is Sadhana. I'm an intuitive reader, an intuitive healer, and just really enjoy working with this medium. And so I want to share with you my joy, my love of the cards by offering up a few different card combinations today. So welcome. Thanks for being here. And hello to Joel and Donna and Jonathan. Aloha. And I spent yesterday going back through the chat of the last couple of videos. So I want you to know I've heard all of your, or read all of your comments, and I hope that I can address most of them today. Yeah. Today I thought what I would do is to start with the Dark Goddess Tarot. Hi, Elizabeth. Welcome, welcome. Elizabeth, Magical Unicorn, and Andy as well too. Namaste. Dark Goddess Tarot is one that I want to say I am in continuing process with. I feel like it takes I don't have tremendous familiarity with every pantheon of gods and goddesses, and as you know, I'm a yogi, so the Hindu pantheon is the most comfortable, but I'm working and building my repertoire, and I really love the guidebook that goes with this deck. So I wanted to offer I only have one combo with this deck that has come up for me working with some of the new energies, the new decks that I've been working with. So what we're going to do is just pull a couple cards here. And I have a few new decks that I haven't used in combos at all or lately that we're going to work with today. So where did it go? It's right here. I shared with you when I received this deck. This is the Botanical deck. This is by Jessica Bott. Amethyst Oracle idiosyncratic deck. There were a few other decks. Cracked Amethyst is her website. Cracked Amethyst is the business name. So in this deck, which is enormous, I believe it's 130 cards, there are oracle cards and tarot cards, and they're all organized into suits. And I believe I separated these in preparation. But if not, what I'm going to do is just choose. So we've got the poisons, the herbs. So we have poisons, herbs, mushrooms, carnivorous, medicines. No, these are all mixed up. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to shuffle half of the cards so you can see, because there's something about the art style that goes together, also the colorations. And one of the things that's offered in the Dark Goddess guidebook is work or medicine. And so here we're looking at the world. Kotlakue. I'm wondering if this is similar energy to, I believe I have worked with this energy before. I don't have the guidebook here, I'm sorry. So I won't be reading from the guidebook today. This is a really powerful deck. And then we have Ron, Hag of Water. So the hags are like the kings. And so in this medicine, hi Essence, we have all these magical medicines. And so I'm just going to draw one at random. And so here we have, this is in the carnivorous plants. And so what my intention is with working with these two decks, and I just figured this out yesterday, that these decks are going to work together, is to, for the short term, have both of the guidebooks at hand and work with the medicine of all three of them together. I love working with medicine and energy medicine and things like that. So I have a feeling that these decks are going to go really well together. So there is 5 of earth and 2 of water. And in this deck, we have Ace of herbs. And you can see the colors look great together. There's something about the vector. Is it vector art? I'm not sure what the term is, but the art style is very much in harmony with one another. So yeah, so this is my first offering today for you. And I think it's really, the colors really feel good together. Yeah. Did anyone, it was Andrew, Well-Tempered Claire. I saw this deck on his channel, and I also purchased recently Jessica's Phenomenon Oracle. There is the Hierophant and the 9 of Water. 9 of Water, Lady of the Lake. You know, something about decks that have myth within. Now that one is a lighter color. There's a lot of really brilliant colors in the botanical deck in the center. So yes, I think these two are going to work really, really well together. Sorry, I didn't finish my thought. Andrew, Well-Tempered Claire. I saw this deck on his channel, and that's why I purchased it. And I'm going to be pairing it with a few different decks in my collection. I'm really, really happy with it. So I just need to decide whether I'm going to use separate it into the Oracle and the Tarot, or to just mix the whole thing together and have all 130, I believe it's 130 cards, which is a lot. It's a lot to shuffle. So yeah, that is number 1. This is the whole pile. Can you see here? Just a second, I'll put it on this camera. That's the whole pile of cards. So it's a lot. It's a lot to handle. Okay. I thought also today I would bring out some Samhain themed cards, and just kind of seemed appropriate for the energy right now. Deviant Moon was a deck somebody mentioned last time. How many of you read with Deviant Moon? Is it something you pull out this time of year, or you read with all year long, or does it have a special type of reading that you work with? I'm just always curious about that. So Deviant Moon for me is, we were talking in the chakra video, about second chakra, sacral chakra, being challenging patterns and things like that. And I feel like Deviant Moon is really, it's going to make you look at your stuff that you don't want to look at. And whether you want to call that shadow or samskaras or whatever, it's quite brilliant. Quite brilliant. And if you don't have, sorry, I'm just looking, I don't have an extra table here today. If you don't have the extra guidebook, that guidebook is really an important part of understanding this deck. A deck that I had out a lot over the last little bit was Flowers of the Night. So one of you wanted to see Flowers of the Night with the Deviant Moon. So I'm just shuffling it, and I'm going to draw a random card. And I have some other suggestions to pair with Deviant Moon if you are working with it. So this is what Flowers of the Night looks like. And I think that is just kind of really beautiful. The art styles work well together. The thing about Cheryl and Darcy's decks is that we have a really nice balance of what do I want to say? You know, it's not a saccharine deck. It really gets you to do your work. Yeah, Deviant Moon. It's not everybody's cup of tea. So not Jonathan's cup of tea. Here's another one. So there's Judgment. Four of Cups. And perhaps Sherilyn's deck is also going to bring some lightness to the Deviant Moon. And the fact that it's at night and it's moon and moon, it's a really beautiful, beautiful combination. Andy says, I use Deviant Moon for readings for my teenage kids. The stories are good with the cards in the hardcover book. Yeah. Oh, that's a really good idea because you know how, yes, I love that. I've never actually shared the stories in the hardcover book as I've been working with the decks. So that is, it's a really good suggestion, Andy. Thank you for that. Okay. I recently acquired, and I know it came out some time ago. This is the first volume of a series, I believe, that's going to be published of Antiquities of Magic Oracle. And if you have the Naked Heart, you will be familiar with this creator. I'm just going to show you the back of the box. So Gillian Wilde is the creator of the Naked Heart Tarot. And we see some of the symbols here from the Naked Heart. This particular deck is a different color. So the Naked Heart has a white background. This one has, this one is tea stained. And volume 1 is traditional tarot symbols. To me, it looks a lot like a Lenormand deck. And I haven't played with it. It comes edged like this. And because this guidebook says volume 1, I'm assuming there's going to be several other volumes that come forward. But this deck definitely kind of brings something out in the Deviant Moon. And perhaps one of the things that I really like to do is sometimes when I'm reading is there's a symbol. And maybe there's a symbol that speaks to the querent. And I'm looking at the Judgment card on the left. And there may be this energy. So fire is one of the potential elements that is associated with Judgment. And it just might be that card in the center that really brings the clarity to the reading. Yeah. Do I have a Naked Heart? Yes, I have a Naked Heart. And I brought it out. I do have it on the table. And I did try to pair it with this Oracle deck, and I don't like it with this Oracle deck, even though some of the symbols match. I really feel like this Oracle deck is going to be paired with, well, I've got another. I'm going to pair this Oracle deck with another deck in just a second. So yeah. So the colors with the Deviant Moon are just brilliant. Really, really good. And if you read Lenormand, I think you will like this deck. It's not all the same symbols. So there we have the heart that's in the Naked Heart, but look how that red heart is picked up by the red colors. So it's really quite something. Yeah. Okay, I want to go back. So Jonathan was commenting on Flowers of the Night Oracle. Yeah, True Black is not a deck that I have purchased. Hello, Annabella. Welcome. And yes, why don't I show you what Naked Heart looks like with Jillian's deck? Okay, did I have anything else for Deviant Moon? I think that's good. I can take off Deviant Moon. Rarely do I pull out Naked Heart, to be honest with you. There's a few things I really like about this deck. I have one of the older editions. I have the one with the really nice guidebook. This is the, what does it say in the guidebook? This is the one, I have the one with the really fat guidebook. This is 2018 second, so I have the second edition. And because this particular symbol is in this deck, so that's the extra, right? That's the extra card in this deck. I'm just going to shuffle it for a second, or I'll just do a quick overhand shuffle and cut the cards so we can do this randomly. So what I was picking up with her Oracle deck was, I don't know, more of a witchy vibe, like a Samhain vibe. And I didn't really, I don't know, I don't really like it with the Oracle deck. But I just wanted to show you, in case this would help bring some different energy for you to the Naked Heart. There's a couple of things about the Naked Heart that are nice. It does have the symbols. So if you're learning the astrological associations, those symbols are there. I do like the white. I love the white space. And it's not, I would want to say, it's not a deck that I can't read with. It's just not a favorite deck. That's funny. We must be evil twins. And it's, I want to say that it is these personal choices are, it's beautiful that there's so many decks out there, because personal choices are, it's going to help us with our readings. And just because somebody else doesn't like a certain deck doesn't mean it's not going to work really well for you. I'm not going to get rid of this deck. I think this deck has a place. I really like the extra card that comes with it. So that's one thing. Now I had another idea. Oh, yes. So what do you think of this deck with the Santa Muerta? Muerte. I really should learn how to say that word properly. Ooh, that was a kind of a nice cut. So let's have a look with Antiquities of Magic with the Santa Muerte. Because there's a lot that's going on in the Santa Muerte, I feel that there's lots of red cards, and I didn't sort these either. It's kind of cool. Andy's still talking. Let's see, go back to this Deviant Moon comment. The art in the Deviant Moon changed for me after reading how it was created and working with it. It is a deck you need to work with. And I feel that if you have Patrick, if you have that large coffee table book, it does make a difference. It does make a difference. So there's because the colors are really, really intense in this deck, I think they work. I think they work well together. Some of the symbols, maybe not so much. But it's definitely one that if you were looking for a focus, there's a few decks that have these Lenormand feel to them. Somebody suggested last week also to pull out so in the Literary Witches Oracle, hello Dee, welcome. Literary Witches Oracle. I know some of us did the the study with this Kelly Bear and pardon me. Oh my God, I can see your face and I'm just going blank here. Just give me a second. So there was a series. One of our UK friends did a series on this this lovely book. And so in the Literary Witches Oracle, if you just pull out the tools, you can use the tools in this deck in a similar way. And they're very neutral in color. Let's bring this over. For me, they're a bit large, but there's something about the, now I've lost the Centimorta. And so these cards, in their simplicity and just focusing on a particular symbol, I think they're pretty useful to now see, like we can focus on the actual flowers, and perhaps there's medicine or symbology in the flowers. So that's something that might really speak to you. Becca, oh my goodness. So it was Kelly Bear and Becca that did a series on the Literary Witches. And that whole series inspired me to, I've got to put some time away and work with some of these women in literature. And I also have the new literary tarot deck that's coming as well too. So yeah, this is definitely something that we could work with together. Yeah, so I think that's kind of fun. This, for those of you that are late to the party, oh, I've put it away. So we were looking at combos with Deviant Moon and Santa Morta, and these, I don't know, I don't want to call them simpler. I think for me, the purpose of these cards that just have one symbol is to, I think they help to bring a focus forward. And I like that. I like that. Sometimes we just, and it can also help the querent as well too. That's one of the things I like to do with a querent, to say, is there anything on these cards that is speaking to you at this time? And let the querent have a voice as well too. Okay. Next. Tildwick, we were talking about last week. So the Tildwick Tarot. I have the second edition with the bronze borders. Okay. And this is the, oh, isn't that funny? That's the card that came up for the thumbnail. Obviously it wants to be, isn't that, no, that's not the card. That's the Hangman. Okay. So you were asking, several people were asking, well, what to pair with the Tildwick Tarot? And I think the Tildwick Tarot is a great deck for a Northern Hemisphere, wintry kind of energy, drawing indoors. It's a beautiful deck to connect with ancestor work. Also, if you use the metaphor of the house as the metaphor of the body, so moving into the rooms of the house, it's really kind of brilliant. Hello, Jacaranda. Yeah. So this is the Illuminated Earth Oracle, and this is the one that was on the thumbnail. And I'll show you this one plus a couple of others. Usually on Friday, it's 12 noon Pacific, which is 3 p.m. Eastern. Okay, so I'm just shuffling the Illuminated Earth Oracle. And see if the shadows are okay. I can just keep the piles here. I don't know. This is busy. It's definitely busy, and that might not work for everybody. The colorations in every single card are not going to necessarily work, but I don't know. There's a bit of a brilliance with these two decks together, and I really like them. So the blues and the purples, there's not very many cards with those colors in the Tildwick Tarot. There's lots of yellows and golds and browns and things like that. So but look at that. I don't know. I feel something kind of magical here. Blocked. Those two cards side by side really are making a statement. The very, very masculine. So that's the Death card. Death card is on the right. Justice is on the left. And in the center, we have blocked. So I would recommend playing with these two decks. Something kind of there, for those of you that don't have Tildwick, there's no guidebook that goes with it. It's a deck that definitely you need to be comfortable reading intuitively. It's like that feeling, you know, lots of dark corridors and going down the hallway. And again, I feel a very low chakra kind of energy helping to deal with traveling down those dark passageways. Looking in mirrors. There's a few cards that are outside in a garden, but even the garden is contained within a wall. So it's a psychological deck, I feel. If you like that kind of, some people might describe it as a swordsy deck in that regard. Okay, one more, and then I'm going to really have a good look at, oh, what did I do? Let's take that one off. And then I'm going to have a good look at this last one here. If you have difficulty with your vision, the titles of the cards on the Tildwick are a little challenging to read. You need to get to know the cards. And I would like to do a deep dive with the Tildwick and also do a movie viewing. I purchased the I purchased a movie, and it came out of Korea. It's an old movie that was recommended to me to help to understand or to get into the mood of the Tildwick Tarot. And I would love to do some like a shared viewing of that movie. I'm not sure how I would do that, but yeah, playing with the energy of this deck. So the Tildwick, if you don't have the Illuminated Earth Oracle, I have two other suggestions. If you are working with the Tildwick as a past life oracle, I'm just going to try to keep my decks somewhat organized on the table here. Okay, so this one and this one. What I do in my tarot cabinet is there's this section where I have the decks that I work with past life, and there's a few decks when I'm working with ancestor work and past life work that I have easy, like they're an easy grab in the tarot cabinet. Most of them, I'm going to say most of them, I don't use for other things. They're pretty much just used for past life and ancestor work. And this one, which is Stacy Demarco's Earth Power Oracle, I really like as a focus for past life ancestor work. Yeah. I like that it's got the compass on the back. So in this deck, we are taken to a particular sacred place on the planet. And Stacy's a great guidebook writer. In this book, she gives us her experience of the energy in this location on the planet. And it's really cool. So not only the colorations work, but also it's really, really good for past life work. I've got Tildwick cards and Illuminated Earth cards all mixed up. Okay. This one is Earth Power Oracle by Stacy Demarco. An Atlas for the Soul. It's a Blue Angel deck. So what do you think? I think they work really well together. They work really well. Okay, so I have one other, and I had it out last week. And I want to suggest that, so if you work with the Enchanted map and you use the Enchanted, I use the Enchanted map much like I use this Earth Power Oracle to, sometimes because there's a place, like I can go to the African continent, or I don't know, I feel like the cards take me somewhere, and that helps with the story of the past life. And so I like these cards for that work as well too. And not every card, but sometimes what I feel like is in a past life journey, in uncovering a pattern, this deck also is not going to have just places, but it also has patterns. So yeah. So I hope that helps. There's those 3 suggestions for the Tildwick Tarot. Okay. I wish I had a cup of tea. I do not have a cup of tea here, but I'm going to have a sip of water. Let me show you the Earth Power Guidebook. So in the Earth Power Guidebook, you get so there's a description of where it is, and there's an oracular message. You get the GPS of the location, the elements, country, and then there's a longer description. So it's kind of nice. I like that deck. I have an intention, or I had an intention. I thought, wouldn't it be fun to have the abundance, the financial means to just like shuffle a card from the Earth Power and then go there, or to plan a trip based on a few cards that you drew from the Earth Power Oracle. Wouldn't that be fun? I think that'd be pretty special. I also have been inspired by a few of my colleagues who have started their retreats and stuff already, like getting back traveling around the world, doing sacred tours and things like that. And I'm thinking, I really, really would love to lead and do an annual or maybe every other year sacred journey to India. I would love to lead a group to do that. So, and maybe there's something about the Earth Oracle that could help guide me as well too. Hello to Nancy2471. Dark Mansion Tarot. I sold my Dark Mansion. I was having a hard time connecting with that deck, and so the Dark Mansion is perhaps one of the ones I had out earlier. So this is the Antiquities of Magic by Jillian. I want to say with Dark Mansion, because it's quite busy, that this one that I had out earlier, so this is Antiquities of Magic by Jillian Wild, or I think it's one of those decks where this works. This is the Literary Witches Tarot, and to have out the tools of the Literary Witches. And if you don't have the Literary Witches, I'll just give you an example of, I'll go to the book. I'll show you here. Is there? It's a really short description, but if you're not able to pick anything up in here, there's like 3. They're alphabetized, and there's 3 keywords for each of these. So something like that, I think, works best with a deck that is has a real strong style to it, which the Dark Mansion does. It has a very particular art style. Yeah. Okay. Jonathan, I thought about it yesterday. I actually, and you know, I want to go down to the ocean, and are you allowed to do fires on the beach anywhere? Do people do that in Maui? I feel like it needs to be a 4-element experience. Almost like we could do a clearing or connection with each of the elements. Or perhaps if we go up to Haleakala and do the fire ceremony up at the top of the mountain. Yeah. And maybe we could also, I was thinking about the directions, the 4 directions, and to find a location on Maui that's connected to each of the directions. I don't know. I was meditating on it yesterday, and I really, really want to do a sacred visit to Maui. So yes, and happy to get together, perhaps on a Zoom meeting, and brainstorm what this would look like, because I would love to be a part of that. Okay. I think all of us who are deeply connected to places like Hawaii, Polynesia, different places in the Pacific, would love to go to a gathering like that. Jonathan, have you? I didn't know if you had responded. That would be wonderful to have that as part of that. Okay. How do you work with a deck combo in a specific spread? Celtic Cross, 9 card, etc. If I'm going to do that, that's a really good question, Andrew. So let's do that with the next combination. I'm just trying to find the box for this deck. Okay. So yeah, so let's do that with the next combination. What are we going to do for the next combo? All right, so this is a request. Somebody asked for a couple more different tarot decks with the Roots and Wings. So I'm going to pull out Roots and Wings. So here's one approach that I would take. And so when a client is sitting across the table, or we're having a Zoom meeting and I'm listening to them talk, part of my process is to really listen and to figure out what's going on. What is it they're really asking? And if they're not, if they say, well, I didn't come with a question. I didn't know I was supposed to have a question. I didn't know that I was supposed to have a focus. So I hold the Oracle deck in hand and I let the Oracle deck speak to the significator. So this is just one example. I'm actually going to do a workshop with this with the Tarot Foundations people. I've added a bonus class, 10 different ways that I use Oracle cards in readings. And so I do this and then I cut the Oracle deck and I let this be the significator. So the querent, and I don't want to say that they're rambling or they're nervous or they just can't seem to come up with a question. So I let this be the significator. So this significator is union. And so perhaps this is an energy that they are challenged with. This is, yeah, I don't know. So then I'm going to go to the tarot deck. So you wanted to see this with, one of you wanted to see this with Starseeker. So I'm going to shuffle Starseeker. And I'm going to lay out the Celtic cards. All right, so this is a sample reading, not for anybody in particular, a general reading. So I've drawn this union card and I'm beginning to focus on this energy. And I'm going to cut and place down the first card, which is the Four of Pentacles. So this is a significator. This is the first card. And what crosses you is the King of Swords. And so I use the Oracle card as a focal point to come back to again and again. What is below, what is at the root of this is the Wheel. Okay, so what I'm picking up on here is that the reason that union needs to be the focal point has to do with the discomfort of the querent with change. And there's been issues with change, perhaps inconsistency in relationships and so forth. And so I begin to, I just use it as a significator. So that's one of the things that I do. Okay. And I don't want to give away all the tools and tricks in that upcoming workshop. So if you don't know what I am talking about, I will just tell you here and then we'll carry on with the pairings. Okay. This year I did a 22-week course. It has finished. It was such a beautiful connection. I had 10 students and we met every week for 22 weeks. I believe we had 1 week break. And so I've decided to carry on with this, and I am offering 3 bonus classes. And these 3 bonus classes are only available to the students in Tarot Foundations. So I'm going to bring together the 10 students from Tarot Foundations 2021. And so far there are 5 students that have registered for Tarot Foundations 2022. And we're going to get together and do this special special workshop. So if you're interested in working with me for an extended period of time, it's a really great way to do this. Now, this class is suitable for beginners, and it's also suitable for people that have been reading for some time that are looking for a kind of a wider lens. I really do teach in an integrative way. This is not an ABC sort of approach to teaching the tarot. Yeah. Okay, enough of that. So this combination, is really beautiful. So this is Roots and Wings Oracle. Let's get another one. And the Star Seeker Tarot. This is the one by Nikki Ferrata. And the color of these two decks looks really great together. So whoever asked for this one, you're totally right. This is a really nice combination. To me, the Star Seeker Tarot feels like summer and a summer night, and I love to have it out in the summertime. So that is a big yes for do they work together? And then the other one you asked about with Roots or Wings, and I say you, I'm sorry, I don't remember who it was and I didn't write it down. Somebody asked about the Fountain Tarot. So I'm just going to get out the Fountain Tarot and show you what it looks like with Roots and Wings. It's a very different card stock. But the color is beautiful. It's really kind of nice that we have the borderless card. Well, it's not really borderless. It has a white border. And if you, perhaps you have, I know some people have not had Fountain Tarot out for a long time, and Roots and Wings is a lot newer than Fountain Tarot is. It might be a way to reconnect with the Fountain Tarot. Okay, let's go back to the chat. I just like to keep up with the chat. I'm thinking tonight that I will do I've got 2 videos planned for tonight. But what I might do is do my top 5 oracles tonight. I'm thinking about that and coming on a little bit later because I'm just looking at Jonathan's comment. And yes, Roots and Wings will be one of them. Hello to Swan. Namaste. Welcome. With the COP26 in Glasgow in November, I wonder. I wonder. People do astral-guided gatherings in Mount Shasta. Yes, I've heard that, and that's a lot closer. Well, it's a lot closer than Maui for me. Is it some of the court cards, Elizabeth, that are hard? I found Starseeker really easy to read with, so perhaps when we do the class, I will bring out Starseeker and we'll do some practice readings with it. Yes, and so Jonathan, that's what I do every Wednesday in the Facebook group is I use an oracle card as a focal point, and then I do the 8 cards around it. So in the 9 card, the central card is an oracle card. Elizabeth is currently pairing Dark Mansion with Autumn's Delight. Okay. And yeah, so that's true. Sometimes what happens is the artwork doesn't mesh very well, but there's a chemistry between the cards. And if you watched the deck combos video with the chakras, I think that was what I was doing. I was matching the energy of the decks, not necessarily the artwork. The artwork didn't always jibe so well. Elizabeth has paired Roots and Wings with Spacious as well. And yes, that totally makes sense. So I can just, I have Spacious Tarot here. I can just show you. So this is for me, this is something that's kind of fundamental to pairing decks together. It's that the contrast. So sometimes the contrast is really important. So I see the Spacious as it's a borderless deck, but there is more color. And in the Roots and Wings, it's more white. So they look really beautiful together. Next Tuesday, I think I will read with the Spacious Tarot. Wow, that's so beautiful. Maybe I'll do 3 cards next Tuesday with the Spacious and Roots and Wings together. Okay, where are we at? Marconics Gathering. I'm not familiar with that. I will look that up. Nancy, hello, welcome. I find the collage work in Starseeker less refined than Field Tarot, for example. I did a video, I'm not sure if you're aware, I did a video comparing the Field, the Fountain, and the Starseeker. And that was a really, really interesting contrast of decks. I love that, Jonathan. Okay, so let's pick up this one. And where are we at? I've done Deviant Moon. I think I just want to do one more. I'm going to do one more combo. And that's with the Self-Love Tarot, which is a newer deck that I have been working with. Self-Love. Let's give it a quick shuffle. Very brightly colored deck. And I know some of you suggested, there was a couple of suggestions last week for Oracle decks with Self-Love. I don't have any of those. One was a sepia colored deck. I looked it up. It's a sepia colored deck that has very similar intentions as the Self-Love Tarot. Okay. Oh, I might actually want to do something else here. What was I gonna? I had a couple of ideas for tarot combinations, or one that I wanted to share with you and get your feedback on. So maybe I will do that. I will do that after one tarot combination. And if I do a tarot combination, I tend to use one tarot deck as an oracle. This is The Secret Language of Color by Ines Segal. And that is one of the decks that I want to pair with self-love. For those of you that like to work with chakras, and if you look at the Self-Love Tarot as a journey through the chakras, it's kind of interesting to focus on the colors of the Self-Love Tarot. Okay. These are bigger cards. Let's move this over here. I can make the camera, can back the camera off a little bit. Sorry, I'm so quiet. I'm just looking. I'm thinking. So plum is overcome your challenges. The other way that I might work with this is to work with the frequencies of the scent, because often there's a scent that's associated with these colors. So to work with that, and working with the Self-Love Tarot feels very, it's like it's a healing energy. And so the intention for the deck in the center is one very much of healing. So that was one idea that I had. The other one, ooh, yes, I've grabbed that. 1 second. Put Roots and Wings in its pouch. I feel the Color Mage Oracle would pair better. Thank you, Andrew. I don't have that deck, Color Mage Oracle, so I will look that up. This is one that I just had, so I'm tried that one. And then the other deck that is also new is Soul Tree's Ascension. And Soul Tree's Ascension is, the colors are very brilliant. So really deep colors. And with all of the Soul Tree decks, there's definitely a powerful healing energy. So this is for sure, this is a winning combination. Hi, Joseph. Nice to have you here. Miss you too, Joseph. I'll see you in a couple of weeks for that extra workshop, though. I have not seen the WITCH Oracle on Kickstarter. I think this is a winner. This is a big winner. And I would choose this one, Soul Trees Ascension, as opposed to Soul Trees. Soul Trees is, I'm going to say, a softer color, a lot more pastel-y colors. There's something about the intensity of Soul Trees Ascension that looks really good with Self-Love Tarot. I missed your live with Darshani too. Darshani is the creator of the lovely Om Tarot. Darshani is the creator of the lovely Om Tarot, and Jonathan did an interview with her recently. This is Darshani's deck here. And Darshani's deck might, maybe. I was just thinking it might be okay with this deck. Let me get this out. Not sure. No, I don't think so. Maybe with the other Soul Trees deck, it would look okay. This one's a little intense, I feel, for this one. Okay. Let's go back to the chat before I leave you. Oh, there's one other. So let's just have a quick look at that, Andrew. Let's have a quick look at Roots and Wings with Self-Love Tarot. Oh, I do have one more that I just want to throw out there. Roots and Wings. Okay, Roots and Wings. So let's cut that. I love that passage card. And then where did I put self-love? Self-love is right here. Okay. Roots and Wings is such a versatile deck, don't you think? I really do. Roots and Wings is a little the colors are a little less intense on some cards, whereas all the cards in Self-Love are quite, I think I prefer the Soul Trees Ascension than the Roots and Wings. But yeah, for sure, these two decks would be okay together. Yeah. Okay, so last one for today is a tarot combination, which I don't usually do. Oh, you haven't done it. You had to get it moved, Jonathan. Ah. You're talking about the interview with Darshani you had to move? Okay. Last Friday, I did 3 side-by-side videos. And one of them was the, it should be right here. One of them was the Brady Tarot. And I did the Brady Tarot side by side with Anima Mundi. And I was playing with the Brady Tarot, and I really, so it would look, of course, it would look great with Flowers of the Night, but I've shown you that deck so much. And another deck that I really like, it's similar name to what I showed you earlier. It's called the Botanica Tarot. Botanica Tarot. I don't have the book handy here, but I'll edit the description box later. And I'll make sure it's in the description box. It'll be the last one that'll be in the description box. Okay. So this is the Botanica, and it is a tarot deck, but what I want to do is use it as an oracle with the Brady Tarot. So let's just look at a few of these. What I did when I received the Botanica was I took out the 22 major arcana. There's a little bit of a shadow here. And I had the 22 major arcana only on my table. And I was doing a daily draw of just the major arcana while I got to know the energy of the cards. And what I would like to do, maybe after today, after I clean up, is to just have one of the suits from this deck on my table so I can get to know the suit. It's so much easier to read with botanical decks if you're familiar with the energy of the cards. But I really like the look of these two decks together. And I think it will. It'll help me to get to know both of them. Isn't that amazing? Wow. Okay, one more. One more. That's the Fool card, the dandelion. And Swan uses the Botanica with Morgan Greer. And there was a comment I saw about Deviant Moon with something else. Is that what you're referring to, Swan? So back up a little bit. There was something saying Deviant Moon with I saw it somewhere. Where was that comment? I'm not sure where it went. Deviant Moon with self-love? I think that was the question. Deviant Moon with self-love. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Now that is, that might really hit you in the face. Yes. But if you want to look at that, we can do that before I sign off. So let's just try that. What do we put? Now, why would you want to do this? I think that is the first question. Why would you want to put two such confronting decks together? That is a very interesting question. So here's Deviant Moon. Wow, look at that. Swan. That's how I roll. Love that. The Brady Tarot is wood blocked. It is wood blocked. It's a no, it's not. It's lino cuttings. I don't know. So maybe what we'll do is when we do the class in January. So for those of you that are doing, oh, I've got to make notes. I've got to make notes of all these amazing recommendations. When we do the tarot class in January, so the tarot through the chakras class, so that's an 8-week class I'm teaching in January. Tuesday nights is one group and then another group on Wednesday mornings. There's still space in that we could try something really confronting like this to do with the second chakra when we do the second chakra week. So I'm going to write that. I'm going to write that down. Yeah. Okay. So thank you. Thank you for being here today. And my intention is to come back on a little bit later. I have all kinds of things that I want to do, but maybe I will do my top 5 oracle decks. And I know there will be runners up and so forth, but I think I would like to do that later today. So I hope to see some of you then. I'll get the thumbnail organized after I clean up or while I'm cleaning up, and have a lovely, brilliant rest of your day. Namaste, everybody.